Happy to be back home?
Yeah, actually, I am.
Jenny gave up her entire American life, her family, and her comfort to move across the world to India for the man she loved. For years, fans of 90 Day Fiancé watched her fight through lies, secret marriages, and family rejection just to be with Sumit. But now, in a twist that feels like a dark psychological thriller, the very man she sacrificed everything for has become the biggest obstacle to her actual survival. Reports are surfacing that Jenny has been diagnosed with a devastating and rapid condition that is slowly shutting her body down. She desperately needs to return to the United States for advanced, life-saving medical treatment before it's too late. But she isn't on a plane. She is stuck, trapped in India, and the reason why is absolutely chilling. Before we dive deep into this heartbreaking reality and the dark theories surrounding Sumit's true intentions, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the untold truths behind your favorite reality stars. I actually stumbled across this massive update while scrolling online. I got this video from a deep dive TikTok account that investigates reality TV secrets, and what it revealed completely changed how I look at this couple. According to these clips and some very exclusive theories floating around the inner circles of the fandom, Jenny's battle with this debilitating condition is being actively sabotaged by the one person who claims to love her most. Sumit is refusing to let her travel back to America. He claims it is out of love, but the more you look at the facts, the more it looks like something entirely different. This brings us to a terrifying contradiction in their relationship. Sumit insists that he loves Jenny too much to let her endure a grueling international flight all by herself. On the surface, that sounds like the ultimate devoted husband. He says he absolutely must go with her to the USA to take care of her. But here is where the trap snaps shut. As an Indian citizen, Sumit cannot just hop on a plane to America. Getting an emergency visa to the United States is a notoriously complex, heavily delayed process that can take months. Every single day he spends fighting with the embassy, waiting for paperwork to clear, is a day Jenny loses in her battle against a relentlessly aggressive illness. Medical professionals have reportedly warned them that Jenny's physical deterioration makes flying alone incredibly risky right now, essentially giving Sumit the perfect excuse to keep her grounded. He could easily let her travel with a medical escort or have her family fly out to bring her home, but his stubbornness is absolute. He demands that they go together or not at all. It is a fatal waiting game, and his so-called protective love has morphed into a literal cage. Viewers are completely torn, and a massive credibility dilemma has completely shattered Sumit's image. Is he really acting out of profound, protective love, or is something much darker at play? For years, fans have debated whether Sumit was genuinely devoted to Jenny or if he was just riding the wave of reality TV fame. Now, this crisis has put his true motives under a magnifying glass. Rumors suggest that his desperate need to accompany her isn't about holding her hand in the hospital, but rather about securing his own ticket to America before time runs out. The double bind here is agonizing for Jenny. If she forces the issue and tries to leave without him, she risks catastrophic health complications mid-flight. But if she stays and waits for his visa, she is quite literally wasting the most precious, irreplaceable days of her life, away from the advanced care she desperately needs. Fans are pointing out that a truly selfless partner would move mountains to get her on that plane, even if it meant watching her fly away without him. Instead, he has anchored her to his own bureaucratic nightmare. The stakes have never been higher, and the financial and professional pressures are rapidly escalating behind the scenes. Treating this type of severe neurological condition requires monumental resources, something that their reality TV paychecks might not fully cover, especially while living in a country where Jenny is completely isolated from her native healthcare system. The longer this drags on, the more expensive and critical the situation becomes. We aren't just watching reality television drama anymore. We are watching a real-time medical emergency unfold under the crushing weight of a toxic dynamic. It's been said that production insiders are entirely hands-off at this point, leaving Jenny isolated with no lifeline. Her physical strength is fading daily. The vibrant woman who defied the world for love is now reportedly growing weaker by the hour, entirely dependent on a man who seems paralyzed by his own selfish demands. But what makes this entire situation completely unforgivable isn't just the visa delay or the medical risks. It's what Sumit has allegedly been saying behind closed doors. There's been a lot of buzz online about their dynamic lately, with fans speculating that Sumit's patience is running thin. Reports claim that an incredibly disturbing leak recently surfaced where Sumit was caught expressing intense frustration about his life with Jenny. According to these rumors, he openly complained that he is no longer finding any joy in his relationship with her. Think about how devastating that is. The woman who left everything behind for him is currently fighting for her life, watching her body shut down day by day, and instead of stepping up as her ultimate protector, he is reportedly complaining that she is ruining his fun. This concrete example of his shifting attitude is the knockout blow for anyone who still believed in their fairy tale romance. It proves that his refusal to let her leave might not be rooted in love at all, but rather a deeply ingrained need to control the narrative. And what happened next would shock everyone. When you actually look back at Sumit's history on the show, this current behavior isn't just a sudden lapse in judgment or a temporary panic response. It is the ultimate manifestation of a deep-seated behavioral flaw that longtime viewers have witnessed since day one. If you dive into the archives of their decade-long relationship, Sumit has always been the undisputed king of avoidance, deflection, and catastrophic stalling. Remember how this entire saga started? He catfished her as an Englishman named Michael Jones. When she finally packed up her life and moved to India for the first time, he conveniently forgot to mention he was already legally married to an Indian woman, leaving Jenny completely blindsided, isolated, and incredibly vulnerable in a foreign country. His default survival mechanism has always been to trap Jenny in a complex web of half-truths and endless delays, while he plays the helpless victim of his parents' traditional expectations. Fans who have been following the TikTok theories are now realizing that his refusal to let her travel back to the USA is the exact same manipulation tactic, just on a much more dangerous, life-threatening scale. He uses a suffocating facade of overwhelming, protective love to mask a paralyzing fear of losing control over her. In his mind, theories suggest if Jenny gets on that plane without him, she might wake up in an American hospital surrounded by her daughters, reconnected with her homeland, and realize she simply doesn't need him anymore. He isn't keeping her in India to protect her health. He is allegedly keeping her there to protect himself from abandonment. This brings us to the bizarre and highly scrutinized way Sumit has been trying to control the public narrative, leading to a spectacularly failed emotional appeal. Social media watchdogs and reality TV detectives have been tearing apart his recent online activity, and the consensus is chilling. According to reports and deep-dive analyses from exclusive reality TV gossip forums, Sumit has been desperately attempting to paint himself as the tragic, romantic hero of this medical nightmare. Word on the street is that he has been floating a carefully constructed narrative that the U.S. immigration system is cruel and unfair, seemingly crying to anyone who will listen about how bureaucratic red tape is keeping two soulmates apart during a horrific medical crisis. But the audience sees right through this staggering inauthenticity. Viewers are actively calling him out, flooding comment sections with the harsh reality that true love doesn't hold a sick woman hostage for a visa. When a partner is facing a terrifying, aggressive neurological condition, a genuine husband doesn't make the situation about his own travel documents. A real partner books her a ticket, coordinates with international medical escorts, kisses her forehead at the departure gate, and says, "Go get better. I will be right behind you." But Sumit hasn't done that. Instead, his desperate attempts to gain public sympathy have spectacularly backfired, exposing a chilling level of selfishness that has left fans utterly disgusted. His emotional appeals feel rehearsed, entirely hollow, and completely disconnected from the very real physical deterioration his wife is experiencing right in front of his eyes. The sheer thematic hypocrisy of this entire situation is what makes it so incredibly tough to digest, and it completely shatters the core moral of their on-screen love story. For years, Jenny's entire identity on television was defined by monumental, almost reckless sacrifice. She liquidated her life savings, gave up her comfortable apartment in Palm Springs, slept on friends' couches when she returned broke, and severely strained the relationship with her own children, all to prove her unwavering loyalty to a man who couldn't even stand up to his own mother, Sadhna. She surrendered her American safety net, including access to one of the most advanced healthcare systems in the world, fiercely believing that Sumit's love would be her ultimate security blanket. The core moral of their reality TV journey was supposed to be that their love was strong enough to conquer all cultural and physical obstacles. Yet, in the darkest hour of her life, when she finally needs him to make a sacrifice for her, he completely folds. The hypocrisy is absolutely suffocating. He expects Jenny to endure a failing body in a foreign environment, far away from the specialized neurological care she so desperately requires, just so he doesn't have to face the discomfort of temporary separation or the fear of being left behind. She gave up her entire country for him, but he won't let her return to her country to save her own life. It is the most devastating betrayal imaginable, flipping the script on everything they claim to stand for and turning their romantic fairy tale into a cautionary tale of extreme self-sabotage. And this massive betrayal is rapidly pulling Jenny into a terrifying, inescapable state of isolation. But that wasn't the whole story. The reality of Jenny's isolation in India is much darker and more profound than just a geographical distance from her homeland. It is a complete, suffocating reality check that has left her entirely stranded. Imagine being thousands of miles away from everything you know, trapped inside a rapidly deteriorating body, and realizing the one person who promised to be your ultimate caretaker is the very reason you cannot get help. Rumors suggest that Jenny is currently living in a state of sheer psychological exhaustion. TikTok sleuths and reality TV insiders have heavily speculated about her day-to-day life right now, and the picture they paint is absolutely heartbreaking. She is effectively cut off from her daughters back in America, who must be frantic with worry as they watch their mother's condition aggressively decline through a phone screen. Furthermore, we all know the intense, deeply rooted hostility she has faced from Sumit's family over the years. His mother, Sadhna, famously despised Jenny and made her life miserable. It's been said that Jenny now finds herself highly vulnerable in a foreign culture, where her support system is virtually non-existent, surrounded by in-laws who never wanted her there in the first place, and entirely dependent on a husband who is reportedly annoyed by her physical decline. It is the ultimate nightmare scenario. Fans are pointing out that this isn't just about a delayed flight anymore. It is about a woman who is being systematically isolated from her native language, her family, and the advanced American medical infrastructure she desperately requires, all because she trusted a reality TV romance more than her own intuition. This brings us to the absolute point of no return, a chilling climax that has left the entire fandom holding its breath. The terrifying truth about this aggressive neurological condition is that it does not wait for bureaucratic paperwork. It does not pause for embassy interviews, and it certainly does not care about Sumit's stubborn demands. Medical experts and fans alike have noted that with this specific type of physical deterioration, the window for international travel closes incredibly fast. If Sumit continues to stall, playing this dangerous game of chicken with the U.S. immigration system, Jenny will inevitably cross a threshold where a flight across the globe will no longer be physically survivable, even with a medical escort. Some deeply cynical theories circulating on gossip forums suggest a horrifying possibility. If Sumit waits too long and the unthinkable happens, his emergency visa might ultimately be processed under entirely different, much darker circumstances. He is playing Russian roulette with her life, gambling her remaining days against his own desire to control the situation. The tragedy here is staggering. Jenny risked everything to chase a beautiful, exotic love story, fighting off critics, family members, and the entire world just to be with this man. Yet, the shocking conclusion to her journey might not be a happily ever after, but rather a devastating realization that the love story she sacrificed her entire life to build has become the exact trap she cannot escape. It leaves us with a haunting question that extends far beyond the realm of reality television. At what point does blinding devotion cross the line into fatal self-sabotage? And when does a protector officially become a captor? I want to know exactly what you guys think about this incredibly dark situation. Do you believe Sumit is genuinely trying to protect Jenny by demanding they travel together? Or do you agree with the rumors that he is using her medical crisis to secure his own ticket to America? Drop your thoughts, theories, and opinions down in the comment section below, because I read every single one of them. If you found this deep dive eye-opening, make sure you smash that like button right now. It really helps push the truth out to more fans who need to see this. Most importantly, if you want to stay updated on this unfolding emergency and get the latest exclusive breakdowns on all your favorite reality stars, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the stories the network doesn't want you to know. Stay safe, trust your instincts, and I will see you in the next video.